Alright guys, here we are in the middle of a cluster. So I got this little area right here on the hood, right here and right here. I don't know if you can see this because the camera is acting funny, but anyway, I had to use the competitor's paint on this job because I ran out of white toner, so I figured I'd just run down, buy me a quarter of a pint and knock out these few spots and be done with this job. But you know, I try to stay neutral when it comes to paint because a lot of people think that they're all the same. But this is 4 coats of paint over these primer spots. I don't know if you can see those spots or not. They're just plain as day, not even pretending to cover. And then I kept getting this lifting issue right here where it wrinkled the paint up like paint stripper, but just the base coat, not down, not our repair, not our primer. Wasn't wrinkling, just the base. And when it would flash off and dry, the base would be flat when you come back in here. And you could, you know, a little bit that was left, you could just smooth it out with your hand. And as soon as you go to put another coat of paint on there, it would wrinkle up just in this one spot. So I sanded it down with some 1000 grit. We're gonna dump the paint out of the gun and put that in a cup because I'm gonna have to use that for a drop coat. The only thing I have is a little, it's an off color. It's not a 84 or 5484. It's a different GM white. So we're gonna try to ground coat it with some matrix and lock this down, and then we'll put the, I'm not even gonna say it, the other stuff on top of it and try to get our color match. But really aggravating, and I don't know if you guys run into this stuff. I never have these problems, but I don't usually use this paint, so whatever, you know. This is one of those deals where you got to figure out what to do when it blows up in your face. You know, this thing's got to go, it's got to get done. And so I let it flash off. We sanded it down with some 1000 grit. There's absolutely nothing under here that should have been causing that to have that reaction. So we'll go ahead and throw some matrix in the gun. Try to get these spots covered. I'll put you guys on the stand and we'll see what happens. Now this white paint, man, I had almost a full pint. I guess it was bought a half a pint. They couldn't mix a quarter of a pint, and I've sprayed almost the whole half a pint on this hood and it's still not covered yet. So you're at a big disadvantage if you're using this stuff, whether you like it or not, and say you never have a problem with it. I can tell you right now from this experience that it doesn't cover worth a shit. So, and when you got to stop and deal with a problem like this, it's really hard. We sprayed half the pint out. There's exactly half a pint left in this can. So I put exactly a half a pint of material on the hood and you can still see every primer spot. So I don't know what that says, but yeah, that's the stuff right there. And the other thing I noticed was whoever mixed this got all the green toner in the top of the can there, not in the can. I hate it when that happens. So let's rinse this out, and hopefully we can stop this reaction from happening. I haven't seen this in a long time. There's no reason for it. The primer that I used was the good primer, not using the cheap primer. It's the $200, you know, the best primer they make primer. And I've never had this happen, ever. Never, never, never. So the only thing that I've changed in the mix was the base coat. And we went over why I did that. And next time I'll just drive down to the warehouse and buy a toner, because it's already cost me more time and probably money than it would have taken to go buy the toner and been done with it. But Andrea's been busy running around doing a lot of different stuff, so I just I said whatever, you know. Sometimes we get different stuff from them, you know. We get in a jam, but I've never actually had to buy any of this type of paint. I have used some of it down at the city, but never bought it. So it was a waste of $20 bill. And we'll not be making that mistake ever again, I can tell you that. So Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And this was one of those times. But it just goes to show you that haste makes waste. This is a good example of it. I'm gonna use some 870 reducer. It's about 70 degrees here today. See if that helps the cause any. Like I said, I had it up to 100 degrees in there. It was plenty warm. Everything was good. Nothing's any different than it usually is. Wiped it off with the same stuff. But just had shitty results. I'm sure this will cover on the first coat. So I would say that there's not even a comparison between this and Matrix. Not even close. Not even in the same game. Not even close. So if you're struggling, you're wondering why you're struggling, you're using that crap, that could be part of the problem. Look at the filter. That shit's completely transparent. Even poured in there full strength, it doesn't cover. See the difference? Huge. Not even close. Not a little difference, but a big ass difference. I mean, I don't even know how you'd get the job done with that. I guess you just order a quart. If you were going to do a hood, you'd need a quart of that base coat. Easy. If you were going over and making the whole hood a different color, you might not even get it done with a quart. But there it is, transparent as hell. You can see right through it. That's 4 coats on there. We're going to lay down 1 coat of this stuff, and it's going to completely cover this hood. And I haven't sprayed this color yet to know that. I can just tell you from experience that I've never had white not cover. I mean, white's pretty much pure toner. There's not a lot of binder in white, and there's very little other colors in it. Covered it in 1 coat. So 4 coats of theirs to 1 coat of mine. That's pretty incredible. That's pretty sad is what that is. So that tells me you're buying a lot of binder, and there's a lot of additive in that to cause that kind of reaction. Here it is again right here, sprinkling up the base coat underneath it. So I'll have to sand that some more and try to get more of that crap off of there, but I made my own mess buying that paint, man. So I don't usually have problems, but if you don't usually have problems, the fastest way to have them is just change up your routine, obviously. So we'll turn this off. I'll try to deal with this, and if I ever get this truck done today, I'll turn the camera back on.